Good morning, all of you. You all are welcome in the e-learning classes of the Sacred Heart School. Today, I will start your next topic of the unit equilibrium, that is, the types of the equilibrium constant. Not only this one, we will also discuss the concept of the concentration quotient. If any reversible reaction is considered, and how you can find out कि equilibrium is moving in which direction. Just to find out this direction, the concept of the equilibrium concentration quotient is used. So today in this video we will discuss about the relation of the Kp and Kc. These are the two types of the equilibrium constant, as well as we will also discuss about the concept of the concentration quotient, or you can say the reaction quotient. And this quotient is very important just to find out the direction of the reversible reaction, which may move in the forward direction or which may move in the backward direction. So now going to start the concept of the equilibrium. In my last video, I have explained how we can find out the value of the equilibrium constant K. For this reversible reaction, the reaction can be moved in the forward as well as the backward direction. So in this way, just to find out this relation, the concept of the equilibrium constant K is used. To find out the relation of the equilibrium constant, first of all, we have to study the law of mass action. And on the basis of the law of mass action, this K can be expressed in two ways. Maybe in term of the concentration and maybe in term of the partial pressure. If the equilibrium constant is expressed in term of the concentration, that time we have to use the relation Kc is equal to C molar concentration into D molar concentration, and in term of the partial pressure the expression Kp is used. So in this way, if you want to express these values, the following concept we have to use, and examples are given. This I2 generation and this I2 generation can also be found out in this way, and this K is equal to I2 concentration upon I2 solid concentration, or you can say I2 upon I concentration, and this is a simple way by which the equilibrium constant K can be found out in term of the given equation. Now these two relation you have to explain on the basis of the following given example. Write the equilibrium expression for the following reaction. How you can find out the equilibrium expression for this reaction? The H2 plus SO2, they will combine to form the H2S and this water. The second example is 2C2F5Cl plus 4O2 give rise to plus Cl2 give rise reversible to give 4CO plus 5F2. This Cl2 is not considered. So in this way, in this expression, if these two reactions are given there, how you can write the equilibrium constant for this reaction? So first of all, we have to find out the value of C, the K for this reaction, and this K is equal to what? The H2 molar concentration की power 3 and this H2S concentration की power 1 upon H2 solid concentration की power 2 upon the H2 concentration की power 3 and SO2 concentration raised to their stoichiometric coefficient. So this is a simple way to write the equilibrium constant for the following reaction. And now we will discuss what do you mean by the term heterogeneous equilibrium. Is the states of matter. If the states of matter for different chemical reactions are different, suppose one is given in the form of the liquid, other is given in the form of solid, so this type of the equilibrium can be expressed in term of the heterogeneous equilibrium. Example, CaCO3 is a solid form and it will dissociate to form the calcium oxide plus CO2, and CO2 is a gas, this is a solid. The states of matter of the reactant and product is differ from each other, and in this way the equilibrium achieve that known as the concept of the heterogeneous equilibrium. Few more examples of the heterogeneous equilibria. This water is given in liquid form and this water is given in the gaseous form. This solution is given I2 solid form and this I2 in the form of the liquid is present. So these are two examples of the heterogeneous equilibria. After the types of the equilibrium constant, the Kp and Kc, now we have to discuss some of the examples of the equilibrium constant. This is a reaction, this N2O4 give rise to 2NO2. The forward reaction is N2O4 give rise to 2NO2 and the reverse reaction is just opposite to this one. And now the equilibrium constant for forward and backward reaction can be written as. Besides it, in the general example, the constant in term of the concentration, the equilibrium constant Kc should be equal to what? This Kc should be equal to C to the power C, D to the power D, A to the power A and B to the power B. In the same way, the complete expression can also be written like this. Some simple examples for the practice sake you have to discuss here. Writing the equilibrium constant expression for the following. These examples are given there. How you can write the equilibrium constant for these specific reaction. So for this purpose, the equilibrium constant K you can write like this. किस तरीके से लिखेंगे? So now the answer of this question should be the Kc should be equal to O to the power 3 and this O to the power rho. And for the answer B, this NoCl to the power 2, NO to the power 2 and this Cl2. And the value can for the third equation can be written like this. One more question is there. Write the equilibrium constant Kc for the reaction. The answer is these two. So in this way, you can at least you should know how you can write the equilibrium constant for the specific reaction. The process of equilibrium is quite dynamic in nature, and this equilibrium can be moved in the forward as well as in backward direction. And how you can predict the equilibrium is moving in which direction, this thing cannot be found out on the basis of this expression. So basically for this one we have to consider the Haber process. In this Haber process, the N2 plus H2 gas and these two gases combine to form the 2 moles of NH3. It does not matter whether we start with the N2 or H2 or whether we start from the NH3. We will have the same proportion of all these three constants in a chemical reaction. So now equilibrium expression, how you can write the equilibrium expression for such reaction? So what does the value of K means for this reaction? Particularly, after calculating the value of K, the value of K is somewhat much greater than the value 1. So in this condition, we can easily estimate it. The reactions is moving in the forward direction. And just vice versa of this condition, the value of K is quite smaller than the 1, very much smaller than the 1, and in this condition we can find out the reaction is moving in the particularly in the backward direction. So the direction of the chemical reaction can be estimated by knowing the value of K for the particular chemical reaction. Now manipulating the equilibrium constant. The equilibrium constant of a reaction in the reverse reaction is the reciprocal of the equilibrium constant of the forward reaction. So by these example, now I am going to discuss in detail what are the basic characteristics of the equilibrium constant. Suppose in the reaction this N2O4 dissociated to form the 2 moles of NO2. This dimer of this nitric oxide is converted to the corresponding individual atoms. So the value of K should be equal to N to the power 3 and this N2O4. The value becomes 2.212. Whenever we will discuss by knowing the value of this K, आप बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन की रिएक्शंस का K फाइंड आउट कर दोगे और वो फर्स्ट वैल्यू के जस्ट रेसिप्रोकल होगा. So the value of the equilibrium constant for the backward reaction is just reciprocal of the first one, that is 1 upon 0.212, and this become the 4.72. So these are the some of the characteristics that we are discussing here. If the equilibrium constant for the chemical reaction is completed in the 2 step, If the one reaction is completed in the two step, the total equilibrium constant K should be equal to the multiple product of the equilibrium constant of the each participating step there. So K should be equal to the K1 into K2 और जो वैल्यू आप एस्टिमेट करोगे वो इन दो के इक्वल होगी. So we are doing some of the characteristics of the equilibrium constant or this is your third diagnostics of the equilibrium constant. अगर दो स्टेप से ज़्यादा की रिएक्शन है तो टोटल K शुड बी इक्वल टू K1 इंटू K2 प्लस K3. इज इट क्लियर? तो दिस इज द सिंपल वे टू फाइंड आउट द वैल्यू ऑफ द इक्विलिब्रियम कांस्टेंट. एंड नाउ इक्विलिब्रियम कैलकुलेशंस. So what do you mean by the equilibrium calculations? In the last segment, you have discussed reactions can be moved in the forward and reactions can be moved in the backward direction. So just to predict the order of the reaction, in which direction the reaction is moving, the concept of the Le-Chatelier principle is used. There are so many factors which affect the equilibrium constant. And then these factors may be the temperature, these factor may be the pressure, these factor may be the concentration, and these factor may be the catalyst is there. So how all these factors can be calculated and how these factors influence the rate of chemical reaction. Just to explain this segment, one law have been put forward and this law known as the Le-Chatelier principle. And this principle is quite helpful to predict the direction of the chemical reaction. So now, what is the basic statement of the Le-Chatelier principle? If a system of equilibrium is disturbed by the change of the temperature, change of the pressure, or the change of the concentration of one of the component of the system, and the equilibrium shift only in which direction and where this change can be undo. What I am saying there? Suppose a reversible reaction achieved the condition of equilibrium. So the reaction always try to maintain the equilibrium. But if you will change the concentration, if you will change the pressure, if you will change the temperature, so now the equilibrium try to undo these changes. Suppose if you want to explain this law, so you can take the very simple examples here. And this simple examples can be considering the two beaker there. Suppose you have the two beaker and these two beaker is connected with the simple glass tube. One beaker is empty. Suppose beaker A is empty and beaker B is the full of the water. Whenever the nozzle is open for the glass tube which is connected to these two beaker together, so now the water have a tendency to move from beaker B to beaker A. Beaker A empty है, beaker B is full of the water, and कब तक ये movement होगा आपका water का? Until both these beaker contain the equal quantity of the water. Whenever these two beaker having the equal quantity of the water, and now the equilibrium stage is set to be achieved. अब आपने क्या किया? Once the equilibrium set up in these two beaker, अब आपने कुछ क्वांटिटी वाटर की सपोज बीकर ए के अंदर ऐड कर दी. तो नाउ क्या नोटिस करेंगे आप? वाटर स्टार्ट मूविंग फ्रॉम ए टू बी, क्योंकि ए से बी की तरफ मूव करने पर ही इक्विलिब्रियम फिर से अचीव हो जाएगा. क्योंकि वंस इक्विलिब्रियम सेटअप होने के बाद अब आप ए से बी की तरफ वाटर को मूव करा रहे हैं, मतलब फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन के अंदर मूव कर रहे हैं. ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है मूवमेंट? बिकॉज ए से बी की तरफ मूव करने पर जो एक्सेस कंसंट्रेशन वाटर की आपने बीकर ए के अंदर की थी, एंड दिस एक्सेस कंसंट्रेशन कैन बी अंडू. इन अ वाइस वर्सा, इफ यू विल एड द सम क्वांटिटी ऑफ द वाटर इन द बीकर बी, तो ऐसी कंडीशन में अब वाटर की टेंडेंसी बी से ए की तरफ मूव करने की होगी. अगर ये बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन के अंदर आपका वाटर मूव कर रहा है, इट मीन्स इक्विलिब्रियम इज ट्राइंग टू अंडू द चेंजेस ऑफ दिस कंसंट्रेशन. So Le-Chatelier principle can also be implemented by the same example. जैसे कोई एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शन है, इन दैट एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शन अगर आप टेम्परेचर को इंक्रीज करोगे, तो मैंने अगर रिएक्शंस को एक्सोथर्मिक बोला है तो रिएक्शन इज मूविंग इन द फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन, और ऐसी कंडीशन में इक्विलिब्रियम बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन के अंदर शिफ्ट होगा, क्योंकि बैकवर्ड साइड में मूव करने पर एक्सेस हीट को ही आप एब्जॉर्ब कर सकते हो. So this Lee-Chatterjee principle is very much helpful just to predict the order or direction of the chemical reaction. Now, what happens when more of a reactant is added to the system? Clear? So this equilibrium constant is have a tendency to move in the forward or in the backward direction. अब क्वेश्चन ये आता है कि हाउ मैथमेटिकली वी कैन फाइंड आउट द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द रिएक्शन की इक्विलिब्रियम अचीव होने के बाद वो किस डायरेक्शन के अंदर यूज करेगी. तो नाउ फॉर एक्सप्लेनिंग दिस द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ द concentration quotient is useful for us. What do you mean by the concentration quotient? And this concentration quotient is denoted by Q. This Q should be equal to K. अगर Q की वैल्यू K के इक्वल है इसका मतलब आपकी रिएक्शन पर्टिकुलरली इक्विलिब्रियम के अंदर है. If the value of equilibrium constant K is not equal to Q, or you can say Q की वैल्यू अगर K से बड़ी है इसका मतलब रिएक्शन इज मूविंग इन द फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन. If the value of this concentration quotient या equilibrium आपकी reaction quotient is smaller than K, it means the reaction is moving in the backward direction. तो equilibrium या concentration quotient या reaction quotient is a simple way to find out the direction mathematically. तो theoretical explanation of the direction of the reaction can be explained on the basis of the equilibrium constant in the Lee-Chatterjee principle, and the direction can be estimated on the basis of the relation of the concentration quotient. Now, one simple example I am taking here, the Haber process. In this Haber process, H2N2 and these two gases combine to form the ammonia. Once the ammonia is formed, and this is very much important for the synthesis of the various chemical fertilizers. The synthesis of the fertilizers, this Haber process is used. In this Haber process, H2 is added to the system, N2 will be consumed, and the two reactants they will combine to form the ammonia gas. In this Haber process, the apparatus help push the equilibrium to the right to the removing the ammonia, then the system is in liquid form. तो याद रखिएगा, this process is quite exothermic. जब भी आप टेम्परेचर को इंक्रीज करेंगे तो जो बनी हुई अमोनिया है वो डिसोसिएट होके N2 और H2 को फिर से बना देगी. सो टू इंक्रीज द रेट ऑफ द केमिकल रिएक्शन, एंड बेसिकली दिस कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ द हेबर प्रोसेस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो यहाँ पर जो कैटलिस्ट का यूज आप करते हो, एंड व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ एडिंग द कैटलिस्ट, and why basic conditions are required to explain this Haber process. तो always इसके अंदर स्पेसिफिक टेम्परेचर एंड स्पेसिफिक प्रेशर एंड स्पेसिफिक कैटलिस्ट को आप जो ऐड करते हो, एंड वो ली-चैटरजee प्रिंसिपल के बेस पर ही करते हो. टेम्परेचर आप इंक्रीज कर नहीं सकते क्योंकि रिएक्शन बैकवर्ड मूव कर जाएगी. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द ली-चैटरजee प्रिंसिपल, प्रेशर को इंक्रीज करके एंड कैटलिस्ट को ऐड करके यू कैन ऑब्टेन द अबंडेंट क्वांटिटी ऑफ द अमोनिया in the Haber process. So this Haber process in the industrial method by which you can explain the basic reaction of the equilibrium. So I am going to revise the content that we have discussed in this video. At least equilibrium constant is of two types, Kp, Kc. Second relation, I have told you the relation of the Kp and Kc together. The Kp is equal to Kc into RT to the power delta n. I have also told you what are the factors which affect the equilibrium constant. That is the concept of this temperature, pressure and the catalyst, which can be explained on the basis of the Lee-Chatterjee principle. I have also told you and what do you mean by the reaction quotient. And this reaction quotient is very important. This is denoted by Q, and the direction of the reactions can be estimated on the basis of this reaction quotient. So K uses the equilibrium concentration and Q uses the initial concentration. The difference always you have to remember. Clear? The Q is greater than K, it means the reaction is moving in the forward. If the Q is smaller than K, the reaction is moving in backward. And Q is equal to K means the reaction is moving at the continuously, particularly at a equilibrium state. So all these conditions are very important through which you can find out these. Once you can recall the Lee-Chatterjee principle, The concentration change can be estimated by this example. The change of the pressure volume can be explained by this example. The change of the temperature can be explained by this example. And then overall applications of all these process can be estimated by adding the catalyst. The catalyst change can also be explained by these examples. So one by one, all these factors play very important role for the calculating the value of Ka. And the Haber process is the basic process by which you can find out these changes automatically. Thank you very much. In the next segment, we will discuss about the concept of the chemical equilibrium and how this chemical equilibrium is applicable to explain the various theories of the acid and bases. In the equilibrium, ionic equilibrium, in the process of ionic equilibrium, or you can say equilibrium part 2, we will discuss how these factors, how the theories of the acid and bases are can be explained. तो दिस इज द सेकेंड एग्जाम्पल जो आपके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक के फॉर्म में आपको करना पड़ेगा. ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच.